This is BayAreaSportsWeekly.com San Francisco 49ers Report. Brian Professor B. Davis here. In week number 4 in the NFL, your San Francisco 49ers, after a very disappointing display performance last Sunday at the Hubert H. Humphrey Metrodome at Mall American Field in Minnesota last Sunday, after a disappointing 24-13 loss to the Minnesota Vikings, the Niners bounced back on Sunday in week number 4 as they made their second trip in their back-to-back road trips. After a week spending in Youngstown, Ohio, the Niners were able to rebound by defeating the New York Jets at the Meadowlands by a score of 34-0. The Jets were a delicious treat for the San Francisco 49ers. San Francisco used a solid running game and smothering defense and a bit of Wildcat-style offense, and even had a block punt to cruise to a 34-0 rout over the New York Jets at MetLife Stadium in the Meadowlands in New Jersey. The Niners were just outclassed as the Jets were on Sunday. So the Niners were a great day, a great win, and they just got it done. And the Niners, with the win, improves their record to 3-1. As the Niners ran for 245 yards, Carlos Rogers returned a fumble for 51 yards for a touchdown. Frank Gore and Kendall Hunter and backup quarterback Colin Kapraenick on a Wildcat-like option ran for scores, including for Colin Kaepernick, the backup quarterback for Alex Smith, got his first NFL career touchdown, and he'll remember that touchdown run that happened in the second quarter. The defense had an interception and 3 fumble recovers, and special teams blocked a Robert Malone's punt to set up the final touchdown. Defensive end Aldon Smith called the win a statement win. "Yeah, that's right," he said. "After the last game, some people were questioning us, and we knew that we were capable of it. We played all together as a unit and proved that we were as a defense and as the offense and special teams, rather than head back to the West Coast after the Minnesota loss." Coach Jim Harbaugh chose to have his team stay in Eastern Ohio to practice at Youngstown State, right outside of Cleveland. Last season, the 49ers did the same thing and won both games in Cincinnati and then at Philadelphia. The Niners would wound up going to the NFC Championship game that season. And if they continue to play like anything like they did against the Jets on Sunday, they could be finding themselves advancing deep in the postseason again into mid-late January. And that was a great win. And for the Niners, by the way, that's their first shutout since beating the St. Louis Rams 26-0 last December, and their first road shutout since shutting down the New Orleans Saints in the regular season 2001 regular season finale at the Superdome back in January of 2002 by a score of 38-0. And there's some meanwhile, the Jets lost, who are just so ravaged by injuries. They already were out the services for All-Pro cornerback Darrelle Revis, who was lost for the season after tearing his ACL last week in the come from behind 23-20 overtime win over the Miami Dolphins. They've already suffered some more bad news as Santonio Holmes happens to be a serious left foot injury. It was the first time the New York Jets have been shut out at home. It was a shutout since losing 9-0 to the Green Bay Packers 2 years ago in 2010, their biggest home shutout loss since losing to the Buffalo Bills by a score of 37-0 at the old Giant Stadium in the Meadowlands in New Jersey. If Holmes misses significant time, the Jets will be out with their 2 biggest playmakers after All-Pro cornerback Darrelle Revis is likely lost for the season with a torn ligament in his left knee last week at Miami. Quotes from the game: "We got to play with we've got," Mark Sanchez said. "None of the guys are going to get better overnight." On the first play of the fourth quarter, Combs caught a pass from Sanchez, ran for 4 yards, but his left leg appeared to go out on him, and the ball flew out of the hands, and Rodgers picked it up and returned it for a score. So Alex Smith was 12 out of 21 for 143 yards with no touchdowns, but more importantly, no interceptions. Sanchez had a horrible performance, going only 13 of 29 for 103 yards and an interception. So the 49ers and the Niners defense, stingiest defense, held the New York Jets rushing attack to only just 45 yards rushing. The Wildcats offense worked early, but for the 49ers, not Tim Tebow for the Jets, it was Colin Kaepernick who picked up the 49ers early 7-0 on the second quarter, taking a direct snap and running untouched on the left for a 7-yard touchdown. Kaepernick also had a 17-yard run earlier in the game. So there were so it was a great day. We'll also just check out all the statistics. So Colin Kaepernick had one attempt. He had no yards. Mark Sanchez was 13 out of 29 for $103 and no touchdowns, and he threw one interception. The lead rushers for the Niners: Frank Gore, 21 carries, 62 yards, averaged 3 yards a game. Kendall Hunter, 8 carries, 56 yards, average 7 yards. Colin Kaepernick, 5 carries, 50 yards, average of 10 yards. The longest was 30 yards. He had a touchdown to account for. Mario Manningham, 1 rush, 28 yards. Anthony Dixon, 4 carries on 16 yards, average 4 yards. Alex Smith was 2 carries for 12 yards. And for the Jets leaders, Sean Green, 11 rushes, 34 yards. Blair Powell, 4 carries, 11 yards. Tim Tebow, 2 carries, no yards. In the receiving for San Francisco, Mario Manningham, 3 receptions for 47 yards, averaged 15.7 yards, the longest 26 yards. Delaney Walker, 2 catches for 31 yards, averaged 15.5. Vernon Davis, 2 catches for 28 yards, the longest was 14 yards. Michael Crabtree, 2 catches, 15 yards, 7.5 yards. Frank Gore, 2 catches, 13 yards. Bruce Miller, 1 catch for 9 yards. Frank Gore, 6.5 yards for catch. And we'll look at all the other inside the numbers for San Francisco on Sunday. As we look at it, look at the inside the numbers as we look at it, and we take a look at it right now, and we take a look at the final totals for San Francisco, and we're just trying to pull this up on the internet and just give us so the first downs. San Francisco had 24 first downs. Time of possession, Niners 36 minutes and 57 seconds to the New York Jets 23 minutes and 3 seconds. The Jets had 4 turnovers to the Niners none. The Niners outgained the Jets in total net yards. For the Niners, 379 yards to the Jets, only 145. So, with that being said, with the win, San Francisco improves their record to 3-1, while the New York Jets, who are in a slump and are decimated by injuries, their record drops to 2-2. And the Niners will be back in action as they'll take on their next game. They'll be taking on the Buffalo Bills next Sunday at Candlestick Park, the first of 3 consecutive home games. They'll take on the Buffalo Bills next Sunday. That'll be the second AFC interconference game for the Niners against an AFC East opponent. This time the Buffalo Bills will be coming out to San Francisco to take on your San Francisco 49ers. Then 2 weeks from Sunday, a rematch of the NFC Championship game between the defending Super Bowl champion New York Giants against your San Francisco 49ers. That game will also be at Candlestick Park. Then on October 13th, that will be a Thursday night, NFL Network's Thursday night game, National League game, as your 49ers will take on the NFC West rival Seattle Seahawks. For the reminder for all Niner fans who want to purchase season tickets, they've been extremely limited and will quickly sell out. Tickets will go on sale for the Niners and they've been pretty much sold out. So once tickets are sold, we encourage you to visit the NFL Ticket Exchange for tickets being resold by NFL fans. So you go to NFL.com/NFL Ticket Exchange for more information. And the season tickets, of course, is extremely sold out. If you want to be on the list, please go to the NFL wait list. Click soon, wait for priority list and benefits. For more information, please call the 49ers at 415-GO-49ers. That's 415-GO-49ers. Also, sign up and learn more about the 2012 season, or about the Santa Clara Stadium. That's also online as well. For the latest 49ers news and so much more, please go to 49ers.com. That's 49ers.com. And for BayAreaSportsWeekly.com, that's your news source for all 49ers news. This has been the 49ers Report for BayAreaSportsWeekly.com, your 24-hour news service 7 days a week, 365 days a year, the innovator of bringing you the best sports news in America, in the Bay Area and beyond. Once again, the final score. In week number 4, the Niners bounce back. They win big over the New York Jets at MetLife Stadium in the Meadowlands in New Jersey by a score of 38-34. BayAreaSportsWeekly.com.